Brookmeade Park has been closed for 8 months now. Why do you think it's been such a slow-moving process?
Tonight, in the high cost of homelessness, it's been 9 months since Brookmeade Park, one of the city's largest homeless encampments, closed. So where are the promised efforts to restore the park?
Fox 17 News' Amanda Chen, who has been covering Brookmeade Park and the problems there for 2 years, tonight is questioning city leaders.
You can see behind me the entrance to Brookmeade Park looks a lot different than it did months ago. Neighbors here in the area say they're still being impacted by what they feel is a lack of progress. And despite ongoing efforts to get the city's attention to make good on its promises, they feel it's a commitment that continues to be knocked off the priority list. Just last year, this is what Brookmeade Park looked like, a homeless encampment with drugs, crime, and fires. In January, the city closed the park and moved those living there into housing. But what's being done to restore the park, to make it a safe place again for all to enjoy? The city charged Gresham Smith to create a master plan for Brookmeade's restoration. At a Metro Parks board meeting, the company presented its plan, which includes restoring the parking lot, replacing signs and boardwalks, and removing invasive plants and graffiti.
There's not going to be much done to Brookmeade Park.
Tim Tomes is one taxpayer concerned about this plan, saying these improvements hardly meet the bare minimum of what's necessary.
But this park has got to have something to draw people there, because if not, all this is for nothing. Because I promise you, after 2.5 years dealing with this, they'll be in there in 6 days. Hey, let's try to get this right the first time and not spend all the taxpayer money, because it is our money.
The same goes for Dee Dee Bird. She says there isn't much to show for what's been spent on these restoration plans.
Well, we're extremely disappointed with what Gresham and Smith has done in the 8 months since the park closed. They had one picture up today. They spent $172,000. There's been no public participation.
Not only that, but neighbors and Metro Park board members are frustrated about the timeline, saying point blank, there isn't one. One park's employee says folks could be waiting until late next summer or fall. Now, we know Brookmeade Park has been closed for 8 months now. Why do you think it's been such a slow-moving process?
The process in Metro takes time, and we have to be patient, let it run its course. And we all want it to open very quickly, and that's our intent, is to do that.
George Anderson is the Metro Parks board chair.
If you had a goal for when you would like the park to be reopened to the public, when would that be?
Yesterday, but that's not realistic. But I would say in several months, I hope, or early next year.
A concern expressed by neighbors in the area. Once the park reopens, folks will just come back and live there.
What have you heard today regarding enforcement? We heard a lot of concern about if the park were to reopen, folks coming back. What do you hope happens with that?
Well, I heard our Captain Davis said that their enforcement will be priority when the park reopens, and we all want that. So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Metro Parks Captain Davis also says he's hopeful to have more officers on board as restoration is complete to keep the park clear. Neighbors are also calling for more input when it comes to the restoration of Brookmeade Park. That's why the Parks Board suggested calling a community meeting. Reporting in West Nashville, I'm Amanda Chen, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
And of course, we want to know what you think. Should the city of Nashville have reopened Brookmeade Park by now? Well, so far, 75 votes have come in, so a little bit of a slower poll, but 72% of respondents say, yeah, it should be open by now. Head over to our X page. We'd love to get your opinion, weigh in on that. Our handle's at Fox Nashville. You can cast your vote, and we're going to update these poll results for you here a little later in the newscast.